Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. Covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Well, hi, guys. What's up? Welcome into a Veterans Day episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. He is Dave Sharapan. I am Matt Perrault, and we are live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book, and the same on Twitter and X, replayed on SiriusXM channel 159 and on Sports Grid Television. And yes, it's very good to be back. Sorry for the issues that we were having over the last week. We'll get into it. Dave, how are you on this Veterans Day? Good to be back with you. I missed you, buddy.
Yeah, man. I didn't really miss you because I seen you and I talked to you every day, but not on the show. So we missed you here on the show. Newbie stepped in. We've got a couple shows taken care of to keep people in the feed and in the chat. And we love all of you guys that are both in the feed and in the chat. And if you haven't gotten here already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, Veterans Day, big day. The return of Perrault, big day. Looking good, sounding good. Audio's good. Everything's good.
Debatable.
It's fine. It's fine. Listen, we'll go as long as we go, and hopefully we get through the whole show. Got a lot to talk about. There was a lot of things that happened over the weekend, so that's this is good.
Yeah. So first, I'll give you the full history here in a second as to what the hell just happened, but I just want to say thank you to the veterans here at the top.
Yes,
we got a bunch in the brigade, Dave's Daily Picks, and others who serve this country. And today, it's a celebratory day, but not for all the veterans. Sometimes for veterans, today is a tough day because it reminds them of the people that they lost while they were serving, or what they're going through, whatever battles they've been going through. And you make, I think it's something we joke around about T-shirts, but a serious T-shirt we could make is that you never know what someone's going through, and that's never more apparent, I think, when it comes to veterans and it comes to PTSD and the things that they deal with on a day-to-day basis. And, this is a bank and school holiday, but it really should be more than that. So I think Memorial Day is for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect this country. Veterans Day, these people are still here and these people have served, and sometimes they are forgotten. And so it's up to all of us to have the freedoms that we have to say thank you, to acknowledge that you and I get to sit here and on this ridiculous show and, do whatever we do every day because of what people do overseas in this country, protecting this country, giving their time, energy, family time, giving up a lot to be, of service. So I always want to make sure that we're acknowledging, and I'm glad we're doing the show today to say thank you to the veterans who did that and have done that for us. For what happened to me, boy, it's been an 8-day journey. Look at that hat. That's one of the best hats we've ever made. That hat's tremendous. That's a tremendous hat.
That is.
Corbin outdid himself with that.
Really
I don't know
cool.
who gave me this hat. This hat came from somebody in Reno. I know it's a hunting hat, but it's got the trim for the USA. So I thought it looked veterans-esque. This looks like a veterans. I don't know the law firm. I have no idea who the law group is. I'm not sure who gave us this. I just know somebody in Reno came to the show in Reno and gave us this hat. And so I was like, okay.
I got his name somewhere in some bag somewhere where we just came back. Yeah.
So I don't know, but yes, that's an A1 hat. That's big business. That's a tremendous hat that Corbin did for all of us. It looks tremendous. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version because a lot of the stuff has changed. The white one looks sick too.
That's available as well.
Yeah, those are just
Text the text line 702-570 talk 8255. If you
want the hat, you can text that hat.
Corbin can make these for you. Put that America's Brigade on the side too.
I love that too. Yeah,
it's pretty good. Pretty good for veterans.
Yeah, it's Veterans Day. That's Memorial Day. That's 4th of July. It fits for a lot of occasions. It works. Saturday night, I went to sleep after getting back. We went to Del Mar on Friday. We had an absolute ball. Had so much fun. The pictures, your buddy took some of the greatest pictures of you and I that we will be using for many years to come.
My
of
goodness.
the paddock behind us and all the people that were there. And, I've told you guys kind of in passing that I've been having health concerns. I've been having heart issues. Things haven't been great with me health-wise. And so even when we were there, I had a couple of episodes that caused me to kind of go like, I don't feel great. Like something's not going on, right? I felt dizzy.
And meanwhile, I don't even know this.
Yeah.
I had 2 drinks, which I had for the first time.
I had 3.
For the first time. Those were like the first 3 drinks I may have had in 2024. And I hit that race, so I had
You
cash
were
in my
lit.
pocket.
I
was feeling great.
I almost
you're
started
driving
rolling.
back to the
I
airport,
almost started
I'm like-
taping you. I was like, you were so out of control. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, this is college Dave. Like I have not seen like Penn State
Oh,
fraternity college Dave. Like you were talking to everyone. Like you always talk to anyone anyway, but like you were saying like these like crazy things to parents and babies. I was like, what are you doing?
oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, I mean, I
You
wore
were
the
talking
Dodger
about-
stuff. Everybody thought I was a Dodger fan.
You were
Congratulating me on the World Series.
Do you remember telling that you talking loud enough that the family heard you that you said that baby's got beautiful eyes and she's going to wreck some guy's life?
I do. I do. They don't. I mean, they'll remember it. They'll remember it probably for a long time.
I was like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like, I was like, you can't, they can hear you. You're saying this loud enough that like they're only like 10 feet away from
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, that baby's got eyes. She's going to ruin some guy's life.
Man, oh man. She was. She will. There's no question. She will. She's going to.
That was so great.
Yeah.
So we had that going on. So he had no clue what I was dealing with. So I go to bed Saturday night. I get up at 2:00 in the morning and I can't move the right side of my face.
Well, let's just go back real quick to Saturday. We get the proxy stuff done Saturday morning, and we're both exhausted. Our voices are a mess. Like the admin's like, oh, you guys must have had a good time. We did have a good time, but we were tired.
Yeah.
And I said to you, you're going to watch the games later. You're like, I'm tired. I'm staying home. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, that's probably a good idea. So I
was
did the
feeling it.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So I go to bed. I'm
Saturday,
tired.
that's it.
I pass out at 2:00 in the morning. I wake up and I got ripped. I was in a deep sleep and I got ripped out of the sleep. Like some hand of God came and just picked me up and woke me up and said, get up. I got up. My heart was racing. I went into the bathroom and I realized I couldn't move half my face. Couldn't move. My arm was limp, was just like laying limp. My leg wasn't working properly. I called my mother. I said, what's going on? She couldn't understand me. She was like, what are you saying? She's like, I don't understand what you're saying. You're talking so fast. I don't understand. She's like, hang up and call 911. So I hung up, call 911. By the time the EMTs showed up, I had full use of everything. My face was back. My arm was back. My leg was back. So they think that I'm just like a psychopath. Like they think that like, okay, he's having a heart attack. Let's figure out what's going on with him because he's not having a stroke because he's having a heart attack. This is not stroke. This is a heart attack. So they give me baby aspirin. They're giving me all these nitroglycerin. They're like treating me like I have a heart condition. And I'm like, I don't really have a heart condition. Like I couldn't move half my body. So I go into the ER and, I have my kid. So part of the problem was I had my daughter. So like trying to find someone to take her was a whole nightmare situation, but she came with me for a while. And essentially went through a whole battery of tests. And essentially what came back from it was that I had a mini stroke, a TIA. So I'm talking to you about all the things that you've dealt with. And I'm like, my gosh, this is crazy. So Amanda gets on a plane and she flies straight out to Vegas. So she's here to kind of quarterback all of my care in the wake of what happened on Saturday night into Sunday, got out of the hospital Sunday night, and then had all these appointments, neurology, cardiology, my primary care, like all these different, and everybody kept on coming back with the same issue of like, why are you having residual effects? Because I was having like debilitating headaches. I was having huge sensory problems. I couldn't see bright lights. When we were watching the election results on Tuesday, I had to go and lock myself in a dark room because all the flashing lights on the screen were killing me and just causing like huge sensory problems for me. Everything was super loud. Everything was super bright. And so I go and see the neurologist and the guy's like, I don't think you had a TIA. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, because if you had a mini stroke, you click back right away. Like you shouldn't have any sensory problems. You shouldn't have, once the blockage is clear, there's no problems. You go right back to the way that you were. And that wasn't the case for me at all. So on Saturday night, 2 nights ago, I woke up with a mini version of what happened the previous week. And I called my primary care doctor and he has an on-call service. And he was like, go in. I know you don't think you have to, but you could be having a stroke. You have to go in. So I go in, they run a CAT scan, this whole thing, and I don't have Madeline this time, so it's good. They run a CAT scan on all these different things, and they're like, we need to hold you over for observation like they did the last time.
Yeah, this was all yesterday.
Yeah, this is all Saturday night into Sunday. Yes.
Yeah,
this is yesterday.
Sunday morning again.
Yeah. So like yesterday. So I'm feeling fine, and I'm like, but I'm back in the hospital again for the second time in 8 days. Like I'm back in the same ER. I'm back in Summerlin Hospital. I'm like seeing the same neurologist. She comes in and she's like, look, she's like, I'm going to go look at your scans, but like, I think you're fine. I don't think you had another TIA, or I don't think you had TIA in the first place. So like, let's figure out what's going on. So I called my primary care, and he's like, okay, this is what I think you have. It's called a complex migraine. I'm like, what? He's like, it can mimic a mini stroke. Like it can literally, it's a headache that saps your brain of oxygen, and it squeezes the nerve, and you lose half your body. And this can happen. I'm like, what the are you talking about? Like I have a migraine headache that causes a stroke-like episode. He's like, yeah. He's like, I really think this is what's going to happen. So the neurologist comes back, and I run it by her, and she's like, yes, I told you this the last time. I have no memory of this whatsoever. Like I have short-term memory loss. I've got all these different, I can't spell. If you guys hear me say words that are wrong, like I say things wrong anyway, I might really say things that are like crazy. I couldn't spell proportions this morning to save my life. I was trying to spell it, and I'm like, I don't know how to spell. I can't spell proportions. So I have some brain fog. I have some things that are just not clicking. My brain is just not firing the way that it's supposed to through all of this. But she gave me an incredible cocktail of steroids and drugs yesterday that took away the migraine. So I don't have any problem, any pain this morning. I feel like I'm I feel like I'm fine. I feel like I'm good. But you know, I don't know. I keep on telling people like, what happened? I'm saying I actually don't know, because coming out of the hospital, when you and Jessica came into the hospital, everyone's telling me I had a TIA. And then I go back into the hospital, and now everyone's telling me, well, you didn't have a TIA. You actually have a complex migraine. So I don't really know what I've got. I just know that I'm back. I feel better. I can sit under the lights. I don't have the sensory issues that I've been having. The fatigue is starting to fade. But I tell the story because I want to say to all of you guys, thank you for the notes, the emails, the text messages. If I didn't respond to a text, I think I did everybody, but I don't know. I know some of you guys, I was late to doing it, but I saw it, and I appreciate everything. The Discord channel, the notes you guys passed on DM on Twitter and X. I cannot thank you guys enough. I felt incredibly loved. I felt very, very appreciative. And I thank you guys for all of that. I also thank Newbie for stepping up and doing the show on Wednesday and Thursday, because as you said to me, I was watching the show when you said this on the air. I watched the last couple of minutes of it, and it's true. You said, we're only doing the show because Matt said to do the show. And that's 100% accurate, because you asked me, you said, what do you need from me? And I said, do the show.
He did.
I said, do the show.
I wasn't going to do it. I wanted you to turn everything off for a week.
Yeah, I said, do the show. And I did. I said, but I did. I couldn't do that. I couldn't heal if I knew the show on Wednesday and Thursday, if Whale Watch Wednesday and Primetime Thursdays were not going to happen. It's like those days have to happen. We must deliver. These sponsors have been such an incredible partnership and incredible partners of ours. I don't want to go and have to mess everything up. We can do Monday, Tuesday, get rid of it. Fine. Fridays, you guys were going to do it and it didn't work, and it's fine. But those 2 days are like, you guys, you just have to put that up and do that. So thank you to you. Thank you to Newbie for stepping up and doing that and getting the show on. And it was huge to have that to be done that way. So we're back. I'm back. I don't think we'll have any problems, hopefully, going forward. I have more doctor's appointments and tests that I don't know how many I'm going to have to do. So there could be some start times that get a little funky for the two of us over the next couple of weeks.
Yep, which is fine.
But other than that, here we are.
I wake up Friday morning. I'm on WFAN with Moose every Friday morning or Sunday morning at 7:15.
My college buddy. Shoot, I didn't respond to him. He heard you on WFAN, and he said he heard the call out that you gave on WFAN. He said, I heard your co-host on the Fan. He was driving to the Giants game.
Yeah.
And he said, I heard your co-host on the on WFAN.
It's crazy how many people must listen to that and stuff. So, and Moose does a great job teeing up the show, talking about the bus, whatever before. So it works out nice. But so I wake up at 6:50 and there's 2 text messages from you. One is gibberish at 2 a.m. Like I just had a dream. I'm up and can you come get Maddie? And I'm like, get Maddie at 2:30 in the morning. Like, what the hell's going on here? And then there's another one at 4:30 in the morning. I'm in the ER. I had to go in an ambulance. I still have Maddie. Let me know if you guys can maybe come get her or not. And I'm like, what the? So I did the hit. Then I called you, and you were still on a little bit of a not out there, but you were not all like.
I didn't come back. Amanda will tell you, I didn't come back till Thursday.
Yeah, you were confused. You were just.
I was
like,
a mess.
We talked, and I was like, all right, where are you? And then I kept telling you, don't leave. No matter what, don't leave.
Yeah, because
listen to them and stop talking.
Because in the ER, they actually gave me the option to go home.
Right.
And Amanda said, just like last time, this happened again. I was like, am I having a heart attack? They're like, no. I'm like, did I have a stroke? They're like, we don't know. And I'm like, can I go home? They're like, it's up to you. And then Amanda got on the phone with the attending doctor, and he changed his entire tune talking to Amanda. Because she was asking some very strict questions to him. And he was like, well, I didn't tell him that. And she's like, what do you mean you didn't tell him that? Do you say you could go home or not? And I said, well, it's up to him. And she said, okay, if it was you, what would you do? And he goes, well, if it was me, I would stay. I was like, well, you didn't say that to me.
That's the first thing I said to you at 7:30 in the morning. I was like, don't leave. Just stay there. Where's Maddie? And you said,
next to me.
She's taken care of. She's, Teresa's coming, whatever. So we're good. I said, okay, don't leave. And then when I showed up, I was coming up to bring you dinner just to hang out and brought Jess and Kendall. And they're like, oh, you want to take me home? We're leaving.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What? He's leaving?
Yeah, Amanda wasn't really down with that, but I wanted to go home because once they had told me that what had happened, they're like, once it's cleared, you should be fine. You're good to go. We're not worried about a residual. It's down the line. We're worried about a residual, like not right now. I was like, get me the hell out of here. I was like, I want nothing to do with this place. Like, get me home. So it was good to get out of there and good to get home. And then having, Amanda showed up, and it was easier when
she was there.
She was there. She was able to walk me through all of this and, go to a bunch of different appointments and whatnot. And she had some, pretty big questions. And like the working theory at the time was that COVID had caused a blood clot because of my heart condition, which is essentially I have an extra beat in my heart at the moment called a PVC. And it's not serious, but it can be serious if you have other issues that come with it, like COVID. And she didn't buy it. She was like, I don't think this is accurate. She's like, I don't know if a blood clot got formed by COVID. Like, that's just like, she's like, that's really out there. Like, I don't. So she was the first one to call BS on it. And the neurologist was also a little bit on the suspect side. He was like, but you have headaches. I'm like, yep. And like, you have dizziness. I'm like, yeah. And like, but you have sensory problems. I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's not TIA. So he's like, I don't know what you had. You may have had one, but I just tell you, I see a lot of patients that come in here with TIAs, and that's not one of them. That's not a symptom of what, stroke is supposed to be gone. Like, you're supposed to be completely good to go after the fact.
Right.
And I wasn't. So that's what kind of had us all a little bit on the worried side of things. And then for it to happen again on Saturday night, that's what it is. It's kind of like an arrhythmia, Sonic. It's an extra beat at the end. So I have like 4 heartbeats, and then I have an extra beat in between the beats. It's not supposed to be there. So it normally isn't that big of a deal. People have them all the time. But if you combine it with something else, that's when it can get problematic. So we'll see. And that was from COVID, and that was from my heart rate being really high with COVID and whatnot. So it's been dating back. I did for my PVC, for my primary care physician, I did a full chronological order of what everything's been like since August the 10th of this past year. This has been, is Will working for us today or not? So no swearing or swearing.
I think he's working.
Yeah. So I can swear. This has been the most fucked up 3 months of my life. Like, straight up, August 10th to today, which is now November the 11th. August, September, October, 3 months of straight
Will's in
chaos.
the chat. That's your only one today. Will's in the chat. We got one. We'll keep it clean.
No swearing. Sorry, Will. Okay, no swearing. I won't swear again. So no swearing. Okay, we won't swear. Sorry, Will. That's why I asked. He's in the chat too. He's in the chat. Well, if you're in the chat, why can't I swear? I don't understand. What's going on with that? So you want to just pop it on fast? Okay, I get fine. Are we running in prime time like they do last time? They did this and put us in prime time when they did that last time with us. But,
Yeah.
sorry, I won't swear again, Will. But like, I've been in 4 ambulances. I've had 2 overnight stays in hospitals and in ERs. I've had MRIs scheduled and unscheduled. I've done 2 CAT scans. I've done 1 MRI. I don't want to see a doctor or a hospital room for a long time. I'm going
Could be
to.
worse.
I'm going to, but like,
Yeah. You got more appointments. Like, just accept it for what it is. It's just one of those things. This is as you approach 50. For some people, I mean, it's in their 20s. Whenever these things happen, they happen, and this is good. You'll get it all checked out.
It's good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Listen,
Okay.
you get it checked out. It's better than the alternatives, right?
Fine.
I mean, you could,
without a doubt. And that's, but like, I was celebrating the fact that I didn't have a TIA with the neurologist yesterday. And she was like,
right.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Calm
really
down,
like,
right, yeah,
this is not like good
exactly.
news. It's just telling you, like, I
Yeah,
know
right.
it feels like it's good news, but this is not good news. You have a chronic brain problem that could affect you for a while. And you
Right.
need to go get it under control, and you need to work with your primary care physician to figure out what drugs are going to be needed, because like, you've been out of commission for a week because of a migraine. Like, you can't lose, like, we all have to work. And I'm like, yeah, like, I gotta work. And so my primary care is like, he's very much into holistic type stuff. And like, he has me meditating every morning now, and he has me writing in a journal again. And like, he has me trying to keep my energy high and my stress low. Like, that's his 2 big things. He's like, let's get sleep.
Have
sleep.
him watch a show from Friday when that microphone didn't work. Between that and the that guy searching the bag twice, I thought it was over. So we got to figure out how to tell a doc like that.
It's fine. It's all about being in the moment, and it's about taking some stock of, on Mondays and Wednesdays, if I showed you guys what my day is like from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 p.m. in the
Nobody
afternoon,
would believe it.
Nobody would believe it. And people would look at me and be like, this isn't healthy. Like, what you're doing isn't healthy. You're not stopping. You're redlining. And you said this before about the universe kind of tapping you on the shoulder and saying, it's time to slow down. Like, you're going too fast. You're pushing too hard. So I think that's been
It's a great idea from Adam Pyatt in the chat. Just watch reruns of the Vikings versus Jags. You'll fall asleep within minutes. You're absolutely right. I tried to watch that game yesterday. That was tough, Adam. Oh, man, it was a tough one.
A lot of games were tough. A lot of games in the NFL yesterday were tough. So let's go to. But anyways, thank you guys. The reason why I told the story here at the top is because I want to say thank you to all of you guys for what you've done. This show is so special to me, and it's so special to you guys, and it's so incredible to see the outpouring and to see you guys, continuing on the conversations in the Discord channel and on Twitter, and having these conversations with each other. And, on one of the most tumultuous weeks, you made a great point, like, of all the weeks to have this off. Like, last week was a pretty good week to have off.
It was a very good week to have off.
There was nothing good was being said on either side of what happened. And it was just a whole lot of chaos, and it wasn't very, productive. So
it would have only led to the stress levels going up. I was like, that's what I told you, Monday. Like, don't worry about doing the show all week. We'll take the whole week off. We'll be fine. The sponsors are good with it. They're fine. I had them prepared for us. No more shows for November, because I didn't know.
Right.
We were going to be able to talk.
Yep.
You were going to, because you were definitely not pronouncing all the word. You kept saying, did I say that right? And I was like, oh, you sound like I did when I came out of the hospital, because I was very concerned about that. But I could hear it a little bit. But as the week went on, you sped up because you were talking very methodically Monday and Tuesday. You were
Amanda said it. Amanda was like, Thursday morning, you finally sounded like yourself, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you were not.
Yeah.
She said cognitively you were slow. Like, your brain was not firing. Like, you were slow coming out of that. And so that's, I don't know what that was. That's why I say I don't know if I had the TIA or I have a complex migraine, whatever was.
Your body just recovering. That's what that was. You had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So I don't know what the hell, whatever it was a problem. Like, I had a massive problem that hopefully won't happen again, because now I have a better idea of what is going on. But, like, to go from the brain fog they put me on baby aspirin and statins because they think they want to stop the blood clots from happening.
Right.
Well, do I stay on those? We got to go back to the doctor on Thursday and be like, hey, doc, okay, do I stay on this stuff or do I come off this stuff? Like, what do I do? Like, what's the
right
regimen?
now you stay on it.
I stay on all of it. Yeah. I'm not touching anything. We're doing it until we know exactly what the hell happened.
Right.
We're still trying to figure this out. So, all right, what happened this weekend? Last night, the Lions scored 19 points unanswered to come back on Sunday Night Football against the Houston Texans. Lions or Eagles in your mind? Lions are 8-1. Eagles are 7-2. Which team's better?
Is this a serious question?
Sure.
I don't even think it's a question.
Lions?
Yeah, for me. I'm
8-1.
not sold yet. All in on Eagles. I got this one from a guy named Jay Morrison. QB's throwing 5+ interceptions in a game. We're 8 and 117 since the 1970s merger. Jared Goff joined Matt Ryan in 2012, Tony Romo in 2007, Mark Rippon 1990. Someone named Wade Willis did it in 1987. If anybody knows who Wade Willis played for, say it in the chat. John Elway did it in 1985. Dan Fouts did it in 1980. Joe Ferguson of Buffalo Bills fame did it in 1980. And Johnny Unitas did it in 1970. Those are the guys that did it. Now they're 9 and 117.
Wow.
That's happened. 5 picks in a game, 5+, and won the game. I mean, that's when you're supposed to get them.
Right.
And they
blow them out.
Won.
Blow them out. That game should have been it was 23-7. And you think to yourself, like, man, this is not that, like, this should be way worse. And Nico Collins was back for the Texans last night.
No, he didn't play.
Oh, he didn't play?
He did not play.
Oh, I thought he was back. Okay.
No,
so
that was the late move. Because it went from 3.5 to 4 to some books went to 4.5 because they were betting the Lions.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. They were blasting the Lions.
Down to what was the closing number? 3?
4. They were betting the Lions when Nico Collins wasn't playing. Books destroyed people yesterday.
Underdog City. Glad I played a bunch of dogs yesterday.
Yeah.
Dogs came in barking loudly. The Niners won on a last-second kick. But as of right now, they're out of the playoffs. They're 5-4.
They're going to make the playoffs.
What do you make of their win total? They have 5 wins now, halfway through. How many games did they win?
At least another 5, right? They finished 10-7 at worst, I would think. What's your win total? I think at
11.
least minimum 10. Yeah, it's 10 or 11.
Yeah, with McCaffrey back, you saw it. Like, you saw what the offense can play, like how different they are, how much they lean on him, how much the mismatches occur with McCaffrey on the field. And look, they got to figure out, you can't be punching your long snapper and your kicker. Like, there's some locker room concerns I've got with the Niners. And I don't know what Debo was. I forget, it was Ayuk or it was Debo. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why he's punching guys like that. Like, calm down. But they got kicker issues in San Fran. That's one thing that's concerning. But you saw them go quickly down the field to have a game-winning kick in less than 40 seconds to win the game. And Purdy still has the ability to find guys when they're open. And, you know, the Bucs defense was gassed. They were super tired in the heat trying to stop McCaffrey. And that team, when they have Christian McCaffrey, is just a different animal and a different beast to deal with. So I'll be very curious to see, you know, how McCaffrey holds up if they use him the way they used him yesterday. I mean, that was the first game, and they ran him like he'd been playing all year. Now, I get it. They have to. But, woo, my main takeaway from that game is that Tom Brady sucks as a broadcaster. He sucks. Him and Kevin are going to have problems. Burkhardt was carrying him yesterday, and it started to become awkward. Like, he doesn't say anything that you don't already know. Like, if you're watching the game, Tom is saying the most obvious and basic and vanilla things. It doesn't make sense.
Probably try it out before you give the guy $300 million. I don't know.
Right?
It's just one of those things that I mean, we talked about it when he got the deal. We were actually doing the show when he got the deal, whenever that was. Feels like it was while he was still playing. So it was over 2 years ago. Well, listen, AOWN, that's not bad. He does seem uninterested. Listen, people watching the game seem uninterested. There's not a lot going on. I mean, it's tough to manufacture excitement, enthusiasm for something if you don't have it, for at least being for where you're at. Put it in the chat right now, boys and girls. Who wins the NFC West?
Niners.
I don't even think it's a question.
Especially if the Dolphins win tonight.
Well, yeah, because the Rams are coming, but I guess are we
Cardinals is a hot take.
it's not bad. 1 star. Rams are sneaky, Ian Lights Out. Wow, you're on Sean. Cardinals. I didn't think we would get as many
A
Cardinals.
lot of people like the Cardinals.
Big business Cardinals. Feel like we should do a roll call today by the end of the show because we skipped it on Friday. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm with Rainmaker. Niners win it. I mean, after the bye week, it's been pretty well documented that the Niners take off. They won yesterday. They're just a different team. Coaching wise, they're a different team. They just, for whatever reason, they're like they're different than the Patriots, but they after the bye week is when they really excel. They take that time. He can go into the lab, he can process the offense, figure out what to do. But like there were some concerning moments in that game, and I think it's worth kind of pointing it out because it was one of the more incredible moments. The Baker Mayfield pass where he held off Bosa.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bosa was doing with that. Like he was trying to like play patty cake or something, like grab the guy and rip him to the ground. What are you doing? Like you're getting held off by Baker Mayfield? Like what that was stunning to me.
Can you imagine having San Francisco in the Survivor?
Oh, that would have been a disaster.
4 people had San Francisco
Whew.
in Survivor, including friend of the show, Auntie.
Oh, wow.
And I did some work with the Survivor show, and he came down. We did an interview. It was fun.
Nice.
It was really, really good. And he's the least superstitious person. He has a routine. He's sticking to it, does his thing. He said, I'm picking San Francisco. Like, good. So I texted him after the game and I said, you all right? I said, that was tough. He goes, send a defibrillator, please, to Mountain's Edge. I'm out here at home. That was
Seriously.
tough. I was like, man, don't blow this game. I thought they were going to blow the game. I really did. And then they won it. They're fine. They advance. Arizona, super impressive.
We'll get to the Jets here in a second.
Tonight.
Cowboys got smoked at home by Philly. Dak is done for the year with a hamstring surgery.
What the hell?
What are we doing with the Cowboys rest of the season?
Certainly not watching another second of it. I mean,
everyone getting fired?
Yeah, I don't know if it happens in season.
Right, I agree. There's no point. There's no point in firing. Maybe like you might fire McCarthy like in week 18 or something, but not firing him now.
I guess, hopefully I already saw one show today. Deion to the Cowboys.
Who?
Deion Sanders.
What?
Yeah, it's already starting. Deion to the Cowboys.
Not Belichick. Deion
Sanders.
Who would you want to hire, Belichick or Sanders?
I don't know what I'm going to have to pay Bill to come back to coach because Bill's looking like he's having way too much fun.
Yeah. And Jerry's not going to give up the GM duties either. So that's a problem for Bill, at least.
Wow.
What? Deion's going to Dallas. Everyone color resigned to it.
I don't know.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's going to be Vrabel. I could buy Mike Vrabel in Dallas. Yes. 100%. 100%. Did you see Bill Barr's Real Patriot Fan skit on SNL on Saturday night?
I did not.
Oh, I'll send it to you. It's so funny. It's a father and a son at a Buffalo Wild Wings fighting over Bill Belichick coming back or not.
Really?
And it's Bill Barr is awesome. He calls it's his son. He looks over to his granddaughter and says, your dad's a douchebag, right? it's going to get this huge fight. It's classic Patriot New England towny crap, but it's. I think a lot of people in New England believe that Belichick is coming back next year.
To coach the Cowboys?
Or just coach. He'll coach somewhere. Belichick's girlfriend can be one of the cheerleaders as part of the deal.
Oh, Vic. Nice call, Vic. That would be something. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
you
come
imagine?
back, but you got to hire
You
her.
hire her. She's got to be a Dallas. She's got to be a Cowboy.
She's always wanted to be. She's got to be a cheerleader, Jared.
Holy crap. How about that? That would be crazy. All right. That's the NFC side of things. To the AFC side of things. Will the luck continue for the Chiefs? So they blocked a kick to beat the Broncos down. They're up 16-14. Broncos are lining up a 35-yard field goal. If this was a different time and I had my whole battery of time and energy, I would have done the intro that had the call of the Denver Broncos radio call on this kick and the level of disgust that the Bronco broadcasting crew had at this blocked kick. 9 straight wins for Kansas City when trailing at the half.
Yep.
Does this coin turn in the playoffs?
It all depends who they play.
Because it feels like if they play the Bills, I'm going to say this, if they play Buffalo, I think this might be the time when the football gods hand the Bills the lucky ticket and not the Chiefs.
Well, the Bills are going to beat them this week.
Probably.
And then they'll lose when they go to Kansas City.
Unless they have the head-to-head and they get home field. KC can lose in Denver when they play the Broncos at Denver.
You know, you sound like a Colts fan trying to make a case against the Patriots back in the day.
Oh, I don't think so. The Patriots never won like this. 9 straight wins after losing at the break. Brady never had a stretch like this. Patriots weren't a come from behind football team. If you look at historically speaking, the Patriots had the greatest comeback from all time with the Falcons.
They had some ugly wins though.
They had a lot of ugly wins.
Yeah.
Patriots had a lot of ugly wins, but the defense is why. And they're riding the same thing the Patriots did in the 03-04 seasons when they went back to back. I'll give you that. But the Patriots reinvented everything after that. The Patriots was offense, from 07 on. It was all offense for the Patriots. And they were outscoring everybody. And they just, Brady had incredible talent around him and they put up big numbers. This Chief run, this is like ridiculous. Their offense is not doing anything.
Yeah.
Scored 16 points yesterday.
Winning with defense. Said that 2 months ago.
Yeah, I think but they're getting lucky though, Dave. Like that's luck. You can't bank on a blocked 35-yard kick. That's just basic stuff in football.
You had to lay 35-1, I saw, or take back 12-1 right before the kick. There are places that let it up, kept it up. People were getting 12-1 that they would somehow win the game when they're not supposed to win the game, and then they blocked the kick. So I don't know. It's going to catch them at some point to lose. Will it be in January in the playoffs? Maybe, but who's going to? I'm just again right now trying to figure out who's going to Kansas City in January and winning a game. Just one game. There's 3 teams on the list right now in the AFC. 3. That's it. There's only 3 teams playing football right now in the AFC in a one-gamer. Things go right, can go to Kansas City and win a game. Pretty simple.
Do you remember the 2009 wildcard game between the Ravens and the Patriots?
Yeah.
Remember the first play from scrimmage?
Pick 6?
To the house, 80-yard touchdown run. Patriots lost the game 33-14 at home. Got smacked. It was at the peak by the Ravens. At the peak
glorious.
At the peak of the Patriots. Tremendous. 07, 08, Brady blows the knee out. 09, Brady comes back. And that was the moment where you're like, oh, okay. All of those close calls, all those things that happened during the season, all things that, the tuck rule, all that stuff that broke in, no one saw it coming. I'm not so sure that the Chiefs are going to lose to somebody that we don't see coming.
Oh, you think? Well, in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh.
At home. They get beat by somebody who we don't see coming. That we're like, wow, how did that happen? It's not the Bills. It's, it's not a team that we think. It could be the Broncos. It could be the Chargers. It could be somebody that we don't really think that could do it, that beats them.
Both Seahath and Vic Ferrari just said it. Those are the three teams. It's Ravens, Bills, Steelers. That's it. As of right now,
You don't think the Ravens can go in there and beat them?
oh, those are the three teams.
Oh, Ravens, Bills, the Chargers.
Ravens,
The Chargers
Bills,
can't do
Steelers.
it.
Chargers aren't going there and winning the game.
Ooh,
Not right now. No way.
I don't know about that. Broncos just beat. I mean, they should have beat them 17-16. Broncos had that game won. 35-yard kick. It's a chip shot. An extra point is 33. Like that's a chip shot. There was no reason why the left side of that line should have gotten blown up the way that it did.
Happens.
It's just, I mean, that's basic football stuff. That's just special teams disasters. Like you can't do that. Like you cannot allow that to happen.
Right.
Absolutely embarrassing to let that happen. So I don't know. I think the Chargers, I give the Chargers more. Yeah, it was Ray Rice, LL. Yeah, Ray Rice had the 80-yard run to start the game against the Patriots. It was downhill from there.
We won so much money in the book on that game.
I'm sure everybody's on the Patriots.
Man,
we
all bet the Ravens.
No one saw that coming.
Right.
No one saw that coming.
We did. Oh, that was tremendous.
Yeah, because the line was like 9.5, wasn't it?
Oh, it was 8.5 close, I
It's a
think.
huge number. That's, I mean, I get the point. You bet money line, you bet you to take the points.
Oh, we did everything.
Oh,
we had money line. We had, oh my Lord.
taking the money line that's ballsy, but taking the points is probably a smart move. But
yeah,
Patriots were killing everybody up to that point. 07, 18-1. Like
that's what I mean. Like you just when you're in the book and you hear the gamblers talking about it and the guys behind the counter talking about it, it's always like you never give a team credit. Nobody gave the Patriots credit in that whole run. Like it was just constant against them. They can't do this. They can't do that.
Well, they lost for a decade though. I mean, all the big games from you look at the Patriots championship run, they went 10 years between championships.
Right.
So I mean, and that was part of it. The 07, 18-1 year, the 08 Brady knee injury year, the 09 Ray Rice championship run year. I mean, like you just go through all the seasons, all the losses, the 13 lost and then 13 lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
Like you go through it and you realize the Patriots just had so many things that they got the breaks in 01, 03, 04, didn't get the breaks for another decade. And then things started to turn around and the greatest comeback in sports history happens in 18. And you have just the championships that fell for the Patriots after that when the 6 rings that they won. But, at some point, this is going to catch up to KC. When? I don't know, but it feels like it's going to happen in the playoffs. Like that's how it's going to happen is they're going to get caught and we're all going to say, oh, they're going to walk through this person. They can't do it. They own the Chargers and then Chargers, they go in there and J.K. Dobbins goes for 80 on the first play. And all of a sudden it's like, what the hell happened?
Well, I mean, if things would break right, the Chargers, as they're built right now, you feel like, and they have Harbaugh. They don't. I mean, everything is settled. Like that team is together.
Whew.
They run the ball. They play great defense.
I'm serious. I'm thinking about buying Chargers futures.
Yeah, they have things going right now, and I think they have the pieces in place that they could go do it. But by the time they get to the Chiefs, it might be 3 games in. The way the bracket
the championship
is,
game.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Chargers and the Broncos would make the playoffs today. We're getting 3 teams in from the West.
Unless Cincy runs the table.
Oh,
Cincy has to run the table.
Hard to see, no? Because Ravens, Steelers are in, right?
If the Steelers don't make the playoffs right now, this is going to be a terrible rest of the holiday season. Yesterday.
We'll talk about that. But like you guys have got your schedule is.
Yeah, but they only need to win 3 games, I think, and they're in.
I don't know. You think 10 gets you in?
10 gets you in. With the way that it's situated right now, it might be 11, but that's it.
It might need to be 11.
It might, but
11 and 6.
11 and 6. So they got to go 4-4 the rest of the way. It's very doable.
With the schedule you have,
4-4 is very.
Hold
doable,
on, we'll get to your schedule with the Steelers here in a second. The Patriots have 3 wins. So do the Jets. Jets are 3-7. The Patriots are 3-7. What do we do here with the Patriots and the Jets the rest of the way? You're fading the Jets the rest of the way, are we not?
I had to come on here last week, the week before, look everybody right in the eye, look at the camera. There's no other director or anyone to call shot to. The Jets aren't making the playoffs. All right, look
Jets
me
aren't
right in the eyes. The Jets aren't
making
making the playoffs. I told you guys weeks ago.
You were on the I told you they fired their coach. They weren't making the playoffs, and you fought me on that when they fired.
I did not fight you
Saleh.
on that. I said that could be the case, but I
we
will
made
look
to run the
and
tape
said
back on
there's
you.
no
You
way.
fought me. You told me, wait. Why can't they make the playoffs? I go, because you don't fire your coach and make the playoffs the same year. And you said, what? Why can't they do that? It saves the
You were
season.
fighting for the bounce back theory. I kept saying, what's the bounce back? The new coach doesn't play defense. Doesn't like all this vaunted. Jets
I think you're
defense talk.
confusing me with some of you're talking about Sports Grid, because I told you the Jets were done when they fired Robert Saleh. The Jets were done. You don't fire your coach. There's only been 2 teams in the history of the NFL that have fired their coach mid-season and made the playoffs, and this Jets team was not going to be one of them.
These people keep betting the Jets every week. Like I did go on Sports Grid all week and said, what do you let them bet the Jets? If we're in the book, I'm letting them bet the Jets. Go ahead, bet the Jets. It flipped the favorite. Cardinals were favored at the beginning of the week, and it closed Jets -2. Like they couldn't get enough. Oh, Arizona's defense this. Oh, Aaron Rodgers now settled with Devontae. Oh, what?
Right.
You're watching the games? So the Jets are done. Yet the Jets are favored this week, -3.5. They're favored, -3.5 at home against the Colts. And they'll probably win, just for the record. The Jets might be the side this week. It changes week to week. But I don't know. Do you fade them the rest of the season? There's going to be opportunities to probably bet them. But I don't know. You can't. They're 3-6. They have to.
No, 3-7.
Table.
3-7.
3-7 now. Right. They didn't have their bye yet.
Yeah, 3-7.
Yeah. Bye. Bye. Done. Patriots get 5.
Yes. Yeah. I told you that before. They're getting 5. Drake May. Look, if the defense plays the way they played yesterday, Caleb Williams has been sacked 38 times. He was sacked 7 times yesterday by the Patriots. This is the second most by a rookie all time. Only David Carr, who got sacked more times, 40 times through week 10 in the NFL. I mean, Caleb Williams got killed yesterday by the Patriots. If they play defense like that, if they rush the passer like that, yeah, they're going to win 2 games. They've got 7 games left. They'll go 2-5 the rest of the way. Might be week 18, but they'll get to 5.
Again, when you draft a quarterback first overall and you feel like you have to play him, but you don't have any pieces around him to protect him.
Nope.
Are you doing him any justice? Are you doing your franchise any justice? Like, oh, we got our guy. Did we? Because he's getting killed. He's getting killed out there. And now it's affecting the way he plays because he's not doing the things we need him to do.
Right.
And it's going to mess up development. It's going to mess up this. And by the time he's developed, he's Baker Mayfield on a different team. Baker Mayfield was put together with duct tape and slings and everything in Cleveland. And he was like, they started to get the pieces together. They made the playoffs. It was great. But Baker Mayfield is 100 times a better quarterback now than he was in Cleveland. And he had to do a stint in the Rams and all that other stuff. I mean, I watched, I tried. I tried. I had the Bears and Patriots on one of the channels. I really did. And I'm like, I can't do it. I just, there's only reason you're watching this. There's 3 reasons. You really, really love football. And they're one of your teams. 2, you got somebody in fantasy. And if you had anybody in a fantasy league that's in that game between Bears and Patriots, God bless you. Your team probably stinks.
Drake May rushing, maybe. Like Drake May be your quarterback.
You're betting something. You have a season-long bet. Yeah. You bet the props. You bet the total. Right. That's the only 3 reasons you're watching that game, because I genuinely tried. But I went, boy, the Bears are toast.
Done.
Like, I took more away from that game from the Bears side of it than I did the Patriots side.
I mean, 3 points. They scored 3 points. You can't score 3 points against the Patriots. Like, you just can't.
There was no adjustment. Like, they kept they touched Caleb every play.
Yeah.
Like, he got hit or sacked every play. And I was like, listen, somebody, I grabbed the offensive coordinator on the sideline and says, keep 8 in. Make sure he has 3 seconds to not get touched and throw the ball. And nobody was making an adjustment. I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
The offensive line is a huge issue. And when you have a quarterback that wants to run, but you're worried about him getting hurt, like you can clearly say they told Caleb to stay in the pocket. Like we don't want you running. We don't want you getting hurt. So because he ran around and stayed in the pocket way too long in that football game. And then I was like, he doesn't know where the rush is coming from. Like the Patriots just dial up different exotic blitz after different exotic blitz. And he didn't know what to do. He was scared for his life. And so his eyes were coming down super fast. Like he was looking at the rush, not looking at where to go. And that was always the fear with Drake May and the Patriots. Well, it's happened for Caleb Williams, and maybe it happens later in the year for Drake May. But I mean, Drake May already has a concussion this year because they've let him run. Now they don't want that to happen to Caleb Williams, obviously, but you got to let the guy run. Like let him get away from what's happening because the offensive line's like killing him, like you said.
You have to make it. At some point, you have a system, and I've said this for years. And again, I only played football up through my sophomore year of high school, but I played and watched it and made lines for it and studied it. If what you're doing isn't working just because it's your system, you have to change it. The inability for some people in the league to change it until they get fired is mind-boggling to me. And who was the last great USC quarterback?
Carson
Seems like
Palmer.
they flame out a lot, Joe TFP.
Carson Palmer.
Right. Like
That's it.
Carson Palmer. had
That's the last one.
success.
That's it. The list is short. I mean, you could say that Sam Darnold is starting to become a guy who changed his career, but up to this point, and now the way Sam Darnold's played the last 3 weeks, it looks like the old Sam Darnold.
I mean, Sanchez took the Jets to the AFC Championship.
He did, but he also had the butt fumble.
But
Never-
again, he had a coach who knew
Right.
I got to play great defense and make sure this guy doesn't get, the problem with young guys, you can see it all the time, especially when they're in college doing it. They hold the ball forever because they can.
Right.
They run around. They got these. I mean, Caleb had 5 trees protecting him, 5 Sherwoods protecting him at USC. And he ran around and, did his thing, and it worked. Well, it doesn't work.
No.
What did Vinny Konowinski say? It was what? 25 straight possessions, no touchdowns?
Yeah, they haven't scored they have not scored a touchdown in 2 games. 2 games straight. I mean, there's Dave's Daily Picks, or somebody sent it to me on Twitter about a Bears fan that was watching the game, and like his meltdowns were epic. Like he was just screaming at the TV set left and right because every time Caleb dropped back, he got hit. Like he just
Every time.
every time he dropped back, he got hit, and it drove they got booed. Fitzy was there. I was gonna try to have Fitzy on the show, but he's traveling today. Fitzy went to Chicago.
To Chicago.
He was in the stands for that game.
Oh.
So he called it the Windy City for the Patriots. So and he was giving all these, he's like, oh, the Patriots were masterful. I mean, 3 points. They booed the team off the field at halftime and after the game was over. Booed him off the field.
See, I mean, you set the expectations when you get those couple wins early, and then, the thing in Washington happens with the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And it's one thing. And then they go to Arizona and they get smoked. I mean, they got smoked in Arizona. There was never a threat for them to win the game. They hung around long enough, and it was what it was. And then yesterday was just complete. I mean, it was bad. I was like, if we're going to try to do the show, I want to try to do the show. Hold on a second. Look at this. This is great. Watch this. All right. Hold on.
What are we doing now?
Hold on. Hey, we're on BVB right now. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on? You can't hear me.
I mean, I had to answer because you called. So we're doing the show live right now. So I'm going to hang up. Yeah, I know. I went. That's my favorite thing about today. We'll talk to you later. I'll call you after the show. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Listen, when your daughters call, you
Of course.
have to answer the phone.
100%.
So it had to be one of those answers to embarrass her.
My daughter's been texting me the whole time during the show. She just said, I have a proposal for you. I can't answer you right now. It's like, what are you doing? She's
Who?
trying to cut my Madeline. She's texting.
She's a
me.
proposal.
She's at her friend's house, so I guarantee it's something along the lines of she wants to stay at her friend's house longer. So it's some proposal she wants to make. I said, I'm on the air until 1 o'clock. I go, we'll talk at 1. Like, what are we doing? Don't text me.
I don't know how they get as they get older, like coming with a proposal. I'm so dramatic. Kelsey, welcome to the chat. Tell all your teammates to
Come
get
in
in the chat for 1 second. I'll shout them all out.
Whoa.
All right. I need 25 girls at Felicia.
Are they on a bus?
get
Are they
on.
going to a game?
No, I don't know where
Oh.
she was. She was in a car
Okay.
somewhere.
How does she have 25 people? Access to 25 of her friends right now or teammates right now?
Yeah, send a group chat. These group chats are amazing. But yes, the negotiation. Wait, there was an ad to come up again. Sorry.
I don't know. That wasn't the text. I want to put this on. Always dishes, Matt. The answer is always dishes. Yeah, maybe. There is something that. Yeah. I don't know. Proposals. I don't,
They come up with proposals.
yeah, I don't know. Just if you do this for me, I do this for you. What can you do for me that's going to make me say yes? I don't know what that might be, but like whatever business transaction you're trying to make with me, like let's see how this goes. So I can't wait to figure.
I love how they learn this. I love
negotiation.
At 8,
Right.
it was like, hey, Daddy, can I? Like,
Right.
before that, it's like,
and now it's
hi, like you hung the moon. I love you, this and that. And then it turned double digits. And it's like, well, hey, I have a proposal for you. and then they turn to teenagers and get a car, and then they don't even call you no more.
right.
That's
Goodbye.
The
Right,
natural
we're outta here.
progression of things is
The Bills are 8-2. Are we sleeping on them? This is the best start for them under Sean McDermott.
I don't think anybody's sleeping on them. You think so?
Oh, I think a lot of people are sleeping on them.
No.
There's a lot. Not only a lot of people are maybe in the gambling spaces they're not, but the public is. A lot of people aren't talking about the Bills.
Well, it's ugly.
But they're 8-2. If the Chiefs are 9-0, this team's 8-2. I mean, it's been ugly for both, but
I don't think I mean, I know the guys I'm talking to, I mean, legit think that they have the makeup and they have
the quarterback
the MVP, I was going to say.
over Lamar.
A lot of people, listen, it's not just Tommy the Lip. It's not just the people that jump through the tables that think this. I mean, they think that he's the guy and he's going to lead
He's the
them.
guy, but MVP over Lamar?
Yeah. Yeah. There's people that are saying it, not just in the content space. I'm just saying. So no, I'm not sleeping on them. I legit think that depending on the matchup, and they get the Chiefs in the second game,
Okay.
they can go there and win. Bills Lions Super Bowl still at some point. I was really hoping that was it in Vegas last year. Because those fan bases
take over that city. Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
Yeah, it's closer.
Whew.
They got an East Coast trip now for them. I still think that would be, I mean, just do record numbers as far as fans.
Oh,
Bills, Lions, and somebody has to win.
on Bourbon Street. Woo.
And somebody has to win. Somebody gets their Super Bowl. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. You
All
think the Bills are you sleeping on them?
I'll admit 8-2 was surprising. I didn't think this is the best start ever on the McDermott. That surprised me. I was like, huh. Now their schedule has been pretty easy. So that's one reason why. But 8-2 is 8-2. So, I mean, they're going to have no competition because, I mean, even if the Dolphins win tonight, the Dolphins are 3-6. The Patriots are 3-7. The Jets are 3-7. And the Bills have a 5-game lead. Like it's over. Like they're in the playoffs. So now it's about positioning for them. So there won't be a lot of stress about where, are they in yes or no? So does that help them or hurt them? We'll see. They're going to enter the playoffs in a much different way than they have before. They haven't run away with the division like this before. It's always been somebody kind of chopping at their heels.
I mean, you got your indicator this week. Buffalo's at home. Anyone that opened 1.5 got blasted with Buffalo money.
Woo.
They're already betting against Kansas City when they're playing them head to head. Now it's in Buffalo.
Right.
So it's 2.5. It's already 2.5.
So it's going to close 3.
Oh, no.
Mahomes as a dog is a pretty nasty trend.
JC from KC, cover your ears.
Yeah.
They keep betting against the Chiefs. Doesn't matter.
But the books won't go to 3?
You.
Because then the Chief money shows up.
Well, I mean, you could go to 3 for a nanosecond because you get an instantaneous bet on the Chiefs +3. Anytime you want. You want to do it on Wednesday? Let's do it on Wednesday. You want to do it on Thursday? Let's do it on Thursday. 2.5, piece of cake. Wow, big business. KC +2.5 is easy. Green check mark. What?
I'm just saying, a lot of people. I mean, that's people just wait for Mahomes at plus money.
Chef B, have to play Chiefs as a dog. Do you?
The numbers all say to do it. I mean,
Do you?
Yes, numbers all seem. I don't know.
Do you remember how to do a poll?
Yes,
All right.
jerk. Yes.
Hey, I could say it. I had a stroke. Sometimes you keep that in your back pocket. You can use that at a restaurant, a movie. I'm sorry, I had a stroke. I don't remember things good. Immediately quells all conversation. So
No argument.
you know, yeah, I had a TIA. Just say you had a mini stroke. It means it's a little more powerful. Put up a poll right now. Bills -2.5, Chiefs +2.5. What do you think we're going to get? Big business. Fraudulent 8-2. Look at the games they've played. The juice. Wait, I'm getting points with KC. Sign me up. We're going to give them a poll right now. I got Buffalo. They're going to win this game this week. They avoided the loss against the Broncos. This is the week they get got.
Boy. The Kingdom +2.5. Did you? KC. System play. Take the points. KC. Tease KC up already. Watching for the spread potential.
Oh, that's going to be in every teaser.
Yep.
Oh,
Heart says
Lordy,
Buffalo. Head
Lord.
says Kansas City.
Kansas City. Heart says Buffalo. Lanus.
+8.5. Steelers +9 is free money.
Oh, my Lord. Free?
Let's talk about the Steelers. They're 7-2. They're half game up on the Ravens. They play the Ravens this week. Your schedule the next 3 weeks. Ravens, at Browns, at Bengals. How many games you winning of those 3?
At least 1, if not 2.
You got a shot to lose them all.
And have a shot to lose them all.
You have a shot to lose them all. Being 7-5 is not going to shock me at all. This is when your schedule turns. You've had a very nice run. You've been dancing through the tulips here with your schedule. You've not played a division game yet. You're playing 3 in 3 weeks.
Love it.
You
All
love
my
it.
friends from Baltimore.
Why do you love it?
We're not friends this week. It's Ravens week. Done with y'all. That's it. Can't have it. It's a big week. And they made the number 3 I'm telling you, for 20 years.
Yep.
Dave,
3.
what's the Buffalo or what's the Baltimore Steelers number? 3.
3.
Who's favored? Does it matter? Just put it up. Steelers are at home, but Baltimore's got Lamar, got the long week of rest.
Is Hamilton playing? Do we know yet?
Blah, 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 blah,
Someone in the
blah.
chat tell me, is Hamilton playing? If Kyle Hamilton plays for the Ravens, I like Baltimore.
So it's 3 late 20. Somebody
Yeah,
opened at 3.5 to get the initial bet on the Steelers, but it's
Okay.
gone. So we're going to sit 3 all week. They'll move the juice back and forth.
Yeah,
Pay
they got
attention to
Hamilton
South
in the
Point and
secondary.
Chris Andrews and see when they move off the 3.
For the life of me, I can't figure out why defenses aren't requiring the Steelers to throw slant passes. Like, why are you letting Russell Wilson throw moon balls? Like, why are you letting him throw? Why are you giving up? Like, run cover 4. Like, stop allowing the offense to throw on one-on-one outside throws. Because whether it's Mike Williams or George Pickens, it doesn't matter. You have one of the better, maybe one of the best deep throwing quarterbacks of all time in Russell Wilson. You ask him to throw slant patterns and things don't go very well, as history has shown.
It doesn't even look like it's a good throw when he throws it.
But
then
it's
all of a
it's
sudden-
on the money every
And then
time.
all of a sudden, the wide receiver just runs under it, and it drops right into his hands it was dropped like a bread basket, just right, boom, What?
Perfect. Yep.
It's
And it's so
crazy.
catchable too. It's such a catchable ball.
the pass to Williams to win the game was perfect.
Yep.
He threw it up, and I was like, "Oh, that got to be Pickens. Oh, that's Williams." Hey, boom, touchdown.
Bam.
I went nuts. They were in the house. Like, what's he doing? Because Grandma and Papa were watching the Chiefs.
What?
They were watching the Chiefs.
Really? Not the Steeler game.
They got caught up in the Chiefs. They thought they were going to lose. Like, Grandma
Great.
loves Mahomes like he's her son.
Wow.
I don't know what's happened, but they didn't want to. The streaming with the Peacock and all the other stuff for the Steeler game was no good. Like they didn't want to.
Yeah,
For the
J-Dog,
Paramount.
I agree with you on that point. Yeah, that was annoying. The Paramount thing was annoying. But I agree with you on that point, J-Dog, about that's why I need Hamilton to play. If you have Hamilton playing, I think you have a decent shot. But you're right. The secondary for the Ravens is horrific. I mean, back-to-back games, the most prolific receiving games against the same opponent in a 2-game schedule in the history of the NFL against the Ravens with Jamar Chase. I mean, he torched them in both games and lost both games.
That was a fun game Thursday night.
Hell yeah, it was.
And we're talking about whether good games or bad games and whether the product stinks. And
Yep.
Thursday was fun as hell.
Hell yeah. 35-34. Amazing game. Amazing game.
That was fun. I felt like I was watching 2 playoff heavyweights back and forth. And now the Bengals are looking up at everybody. And I still think Joe B is awesome.
He is, but you can't lose to the Patriots in game 1. You can't lose 4 home games. You can't do that. Like, I'm sorry. I think they're great, but you can't lose 4 home games. Sorry. Like, you can't make the playoffs losing 4 home games. And I think they're going to have a real big question.
Make the playoffs. They're going to go beat the Chargers this week in LA.
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football. They're going to win.
Big game. Good flex by NBC on that, by the way. That's a good flex to go grab that game. Grab that game and have that. That's going to be an awesome football game because I think I may buy the Chargers tickets before that game because if the Chargers win that game, everything changes. Since his defense sucks, I will agree, but can the Chargers take advantage? Would be the big question.
The Bengals don't even try. The Bengals look like a little bit like the Patriots did at times where they just don't run the ball.
Right.
They literally just drop back, throw
the
them
loss of Mixon.
darts.
Yeah, the loss of Mixon was a gigantic, bigger than anyone thought. Like losing Joe Mixon from that offense changed everything. And they've got a couple of guys who are better at catching the ball out of the backfield than they are running the ball out of the backfield. So they don't have a real power runner. They don't have someone they can hand the ball off to on 3rd and 1. And they don't want to use Joe Burrow and get Joe Burrow hurt. So it's tough. I mean, in Goff won, you mean? Goff throws 5 and won. Burrow threw for 4 touchdowns and lost. Goff threw for 5 picks and won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
That's what
he put wins.
Okay.
Put wins. Yeah.
That's nuts. I mean, it really is crazy, but we'll see. I think 1 and 2 is most likely for your team through that stretch for the Steelers when it comes to, and it could be winning the game against the Ravens at home and losing the 2 road games.
Going to go to short week in Cleveland and lose?
Yeah, it's possible. Cleveland beat Baltimore. They can beat you guys.
Nah. They're going to win the Cleveland game.
You always say this. You split with Cleveland. You split with the Ravens.
Last year they won both games against the Ravens.
That's why you're losing both games
right now.
Ravens.
Since he's the ones I'm worried about.
Okay.
I think they beat the Ravens and I think they beat the Browns and then lose to the Bengals. That's how I went with my 2-1 possibility. They're not if they go 3-0, we're coming to get the Chiefs number 1 seed. I'm telling you that right now.
Potentially.
Don't let them have to come to Pittsburgh in January.
Right. Oh, fair. Right.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, fair. That's but here's the thing though. Your schedule is ridiculous. You're playing
it's brutal.
The Ravens at Cleveland, at Cincy, home for Cleveland, at Philly, at Baltimore, home for Kansas City, home for Cincinnati.
That's tough.
Those are all teams. Other than the Browns, those are all playoff teams. Potential. Cincinnati is a bubble team, but that's top team in the AFC, second best team in the NFC, second best team in the AFC twice. Like,
I know.
You win these games, you're gonna earn the 1 seed. Yeah, 100%. You're gonna earn the 1 seed.
Yeah. I mean, if Penn State would have been Ohio State, the whole tune would have changed for the show. It's fine.
If Sanders butts are chicken and nuts, but didn't happen. Here's an interesting stat that the NFL made this known yesterday. They're telling the world now they want 8 games internationally next season. 8. 3 in London, 1 in Brazil, 1 in Germany, 1 in Spain, one in Mexico City, and one in Ireland. 8 NFL football games to be played outside. So 8 games that should be played as home games will be sent overseas to go play international for the NFL.
It's ironic because I thought everything was coming home after Tuesday. I thought everything is coming back. There's going to be tariffs on these games. Learned a lot about tariffs in the past week, how those things all work. Now,
so are Republicans,
and now, right,
they're learning how tariffs work.
and now the league's going international. I don't know how. I mean, you pitching the Steelers on giving up a home game. It's not happening.
They may have a choice.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
They don't have a choice in a lot of these ways. The NFL steps in and says, "Hey, you're going."
I mean, they've sent the Giants and the Panthers over to Germany.
Yep.
And somehow that game turned into an overtime game. I don't know. That's crazy. Listen, they got to sell the game elsewhere too. I mean,
but you played 5 this year. We want 8.
Enough.
5's enough. 8?
5's
like
enough.
What the?
Yeah.
Because without a doubt, you're going to send a game over there that means something significant to the season. You're going to send an important football game that's going to be factored into the actual playoff picture. You're going to send that to where? Ireland? To Mexico City? Like to London? I mean, the London games have just been kind of like this like rotation thing with the Jaguars and whatnot. Like we're kind of good with the London thing because the London thing makes a lot of sense to me because the London thing, obviously flying from New York to London is the same from New York to LA. So I'm cool with that. But Mexico City, the altitude is a big deal. Ask baseball players when they go play baseball there. It's a different environment. You're so damn high. Ireland is so damn low. Like it's cold and windy and like it's on sea level. Like these are environmental problems when it comes to playing football.
They sent Green Bay and Philadelphia there to Brazil.
And it took them 2 hours to get to
field.
the
Right. But the field messed up.
Yeah.
Love got hurt, I don't know. It seems like too much, but again, they're making money.
Of course. Bless you. You're making money hand over fist. It's just Brazil was a disaster. I agree. Brazil was a complete disaster. And we're going back there again. Yay. That sounds like a ton of fun. Yay. Let's do that. Yeah. Remember the Rams and the Chiefs in Azteca? Yeah, that was a disaster too. So sure. Go ahead.
Is that the game they scored over 100 points?
I think so. Yes. Just like it was no defense and
oh my Lord.
Blah. So yeah, I don't know.
108.5.
And they never go to Canada. Everyone says like they never go to Canada. It's interesting. All these international games never go to Canada. Like, could you play in Vancouver? Could you go play somewhere in like the western part of Canada?
Probably be a monster, no?
Right? I don't know. It's just weird. We're always looking for other parts of the world to go play football. And I'm like, they play kind of, quasi football up there with CFL, right? So like, why don't we go up there?
The Bills did used to go to Toronto. That's right. JPC the fourth. Yeah.
But that was East Coast. I mean, go to the West Coast. Go to Vancouver. I've never seen them go to Vancouver before.
I mean, it would be cold. They go to Calgary or go to Edmonton.
Calgary, Winnipeg.
I mean, that's not even nice.
Yeah. Eric, we have hockey here too. What's the difference? Like, they already have football. We already have hockey. We still go up there and play games. We still go up there and do stuff. Like, who cares if they have the CFL? We have the NFL. Go up there and make money off people who want to watch the NFL.
I guess. I mean, when you look at the crowds at the European games, they're filled, and
all they want to do is sing John Denver songs. That's all they want to do.
I got to give them credit though for that. And for
it's
you guys
awesome.
watching international, like you
Neil
look
Diamond.
like you're having fun.
Well, they got pitchers of beer. They can drink with pitchers. You see what I was psychotic. I was like, can you imagine down here? We have bad idea to sell that over here. Don't do that. Don't sell pitchers of beer to people. That would be scary. Be a lot of bad stuff that would happen with pitchers of beer. All right, tonight, Dolphins, Rams, it's 2.5. Total's 48.5. Who wins?
Dolphins?
Yes, I agree. Dolphins would win tonight. But I got my teaser rolling, so we'll do that and better to book it. Okay. Now, fun part of the show. I've been looking forward to this conversation.
Okay.
Because you Big Ten people, uh-oh.
What?
I can't wait to see how this selection committee goes. I can't wait to how this all factors out because here is your ESPN playoff predictor at the moment. Okay.
Okay.
Percentage to make the playoffs. Indiana is 93%. Ohio State is 92%. Penn State is 81%, according to Playoff Predictor. You have Texas, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia. 76, 74, and 73% likelihood of making the playoffs. Ole Miss comes in at 61%. These numbers don't make any sense to me because remember, this is just likelihood of making the playoffs because you have to have automatic bids. The Big 12 is getting an automatic bid. They're getting a team. They're getting a team in. The ACC is getting an automatic bid. They're getting a team in. Miami being 60%, 17% for Clemson. I'm not sure that number actually makes any sense to me because I think Clemson's really hot and Miami's going to start stumbling. So this is wild to me because when you start pulling up the numbers for the Big Ten, I would be pretty darn worried about if I'm a Big Ten school right now about the at-large bid and how the committee is going to look at this. Wins against teams ranked in the current top 25. Alabama's got 4.
Okay.
There's not a Big Ten team that's got 2.
Oregon.
Oh, sorry. There's 1. Excuse me. Oregon 1. Sorry. Yes. Forgot about Oregon. So you have 1. 7 teams have 1. 9 teams have 0.
They're ranked now. But
Three of the current top 5 teams in the AP poll, Texas, Penn State, and Indiana, do not have a win over a currently ranked team. Alabama has more 4 than the current top 5 has combined with 3.
So hold on, Mr. SEC cheerleader. Alabama lost to Vandy.
Yes.
Okay. And does the win against LSU? I mean, they're ranked.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a big deal?
Win over Georgia and LSU? Hell yeah, that's a big deal.
Georgia has 2 losses and got smoked at Ole Miss.
Sure. Okay. They have 2 and 2. 2 losses. They both have 2 losses.
I mean, you play the teams when you play them, when they're ranked, that makes their wins better. I don't care where they're ranked when they beat them.
I have longed for this forever. This is the college basketball equivalent for football.
Don't start with the quadrants. Are we going to have quadrants?
I don't know, but I can't wait because we're going to have a conversation about who you played, who you beat, and when you beat them. Because if I'm a Big Ten fan, I'm scared at what's going on. Penn State beat Illinois when they're ranked. They aren't ranked now. 0 wins. If they don't win the Big Ten, which is probably not going to happen for them, they're not going to win the Big Ten. I can't wait to see what they're seeded. Like, they might be a double-digit seed. They're a top 5 team, and they might be a double-digit seed because the committee's not going to give a flip about who is ranked, who is not ranked, when they played them, but strength of schedule will come into play.
Oh, God.
Your best win will be who? USC? Is your best win? Texas smacked Georgia. They killed Georgia.
So they got 1 win against a ranked team? Who else
they killed them? They killed it. They may win if they win the conference, it doesn't really matter.
Well, what if they don't?
Okay, if they don't, we'll see, but they'll have
Texas is that much better than everybody? Like, I don't know. You can make that argument for so many things.
Okay, Ohio State beat you guys. Other than that, who have they beaten? They beat nobody.
Everyone else on their schedule, but yes, their schedule is shit. Sorry, Will.
So that
was my one, Will.
That's the problem.
Let that one through. See who's paying attention.
You have Indiana, who's 10-0 for the first time in school history. They play Ohio State in 2 weeks. They have a bye this week, and they play Ohio State.
Yeah.
If Indiana loses that game,
I feel bad.
If Indiana loses that game, like, who have they beaten? Indiana will beat nobody. Like, they played their schedule, but
they've wrecked teams.
But they haven't beaten anybody. Like, anybody of real value, anyone of quality, they have not beaten anybody. Because Michigan's way down. So, like, they will have played one good team, Ohio State, and they will have lost that game. I mean, you can make a real good case that Ole Miss's record. Ole Miss has better wins than Indiana does. And 95, that's a 93% likelihood for Indiana to make the playoffs as of right now, which I still think it's.
Do those teams like the SEC money?
What do you mean?
I mean, you can't cry about your conferences and being with who you play and all this other stuff and not getting in at the end and take the money, go get in a different conference and win a conference then. Like Ole Miss, win the games you're supposed to win. That's great. But you can't cry that, oh, well, we played better teams, so we should get in. This is the part about this whole system that I can't stand.
People are going to be.
We'll tell you what the number is, and you can bet it. Like that's where I say this all the time.
Because there's automatic bids now, which I love. There are 5 spots that are gone. There's only 7 at large.
Right.
There's 5 automatic, which is what I've dreamt for since I started in this business in 2000 when I started broadcasting, when I went to Alabama and started covering college football, really in Virginia in 2000 as well. But wanting a college football playoff, because I thought the BCS was the stupidest thing in the world that I'd ever seen back when Florida State in 2000 and Michael Vick with Va Tech and whatnot. I was like, wait a minute, why isn't Virginia Tech getting an opportunity to play here? Because they have Michael Vick, this explosive player. Let's do a playoff and play it actually on the field versus having a computer pick it or having people in a boardroom pick it. Now we're getting at-large bids, 5 of them that we're in. And so we only have 7 at-large bids to be given out. So number of losses will count. I'm not debating it, but who have you beaten? I think I cannot wait to see how much they value that. Are losses less significant than who you beat? Because Ole Miss has a shot here with 2 wins of our current top 25 teams.
Yeah, so they'll get in 6 SEC teams. That'll be great. That'll be fun for the whole country. It'll be awesome. I said it in August.
And Notre Dame, and that's a great point, TBW. It could actually be down to 6 because if the Irish win out, the Irish are in.
They're in.
They're in, even with a loss to Northern Illinois, which is
why is but why is nobody talking about their schedule? If they've
got good wins.
Who's their wins against?
Wait, if they beat Army and Navy, those are undefeated teams they beat.
They're not ranked.
They're undefeated teams.
They're not ranked. Navy's not ranked.
Army's not ranked.
They are right now.
Yeah, Army's ranked. Or they? Yeah, Army.
Where's Army ranked?
Where Army, it's currently ranked 16th.
Okay, great. They lose, they're out of the top 25 and not ranked. And Notre Dame doesn't have a win over a ranked team. And the one team they lost to, Texas A&M, isn't ranked.
No, I mean Northern Illinois. When the team they beat A&M.
Oh, they won at A&M. They lost to Northern Illinois. That's what I mean.
They crushed Navy when Navy. I mean, in terms of like when, that's the argument.
Doesn't matter. They crushed them. You can't use that argument for one and not the other.
When did they play them? Because this
is now I just said that.
I'm asking. I'm not declaring anything. I'm saying, what will the committee? I'm on the committee. What will the committee? What will they say? Because Notre Dame would say we beat a top 20 Texas A&M team, a top 15 Louisville team, and a top 25 Navy team, and a top 16 Army team.
Notre Dame is in.
Well, then it's 6 at-large bids. So now you're talking about 6 at-large bids. Now the Big Ten's got to get real butt clenched here. You're getting real scared because how many schools of the Big 12 are getting in? Like this is going to be a really big conversation.
12?
Yeah. How many schools of the ACC are getting in?
1.
Only 1.
Maybe
not 2? How many? Not 2 Big 12 teams? Only 1?
Who from the Big 12 other than the conference champion deserves in right now?
Well, if BYU doesn't win the conference championship, BYU is undefeated. So if BYU loses in the Big 12 title game, you make a pretty good case for BYU to get an at-large bid.
That's 1.
And the conference champion. There's 2. That's 2 Big 12 teams that are in.
Why are they playing these conference championships? That's messing everything up.
Colorado might get in. That's Dion. Do they go for the money grab? Do they go for the attention?
100%.
So
the whole show's better if Colorado.
So Colorado might wind up in.
Oh, big business is right. BYU versus Colorado Big 12 championship right now.
And both teams might be in. And you could take both of them and put them in the playoffs.
The only way they're not is if one gets decimated with injury or blowout or something happens. Like they kept Florida State out last year.
Right.
Because the quarterback got hurt and they were
right. Can't give them a reason why. I mean, they won at Utah. They won at Central Florida. They won at Baylor. I mean, they beat Kansas State 38-9 when they were ranked in the top 15.
Who?
BYU.
Everybody's looking for a reason to take them out.
Yep. But
if they get to the Big 12 championship and Colorado wins, they're going to keep them out.
And BYU, they had the AD was fined $40,000. And I've never seen this either. An AD put himself on the podium with the pure intention of ripping the officials. He just went in there to rip the Big 12.
Was a 28-second clip that I posted because he sounded like a guy who had Utah money line. If you listen to the context of what he said with of a guy holding a ticket on Utah money line, it's gold. Only he happens to be the athletic director of the school.
$40,000 fine for
the
ripping
president the president of the school paid it in cash.
We're good.
And said, "Okay, try not to do that again." Please.
I mean, I had BYU -3. I was furious. I want to be. I bet them -3. They won by 1.
I don't know. I mean, that holding call. I mean, it was a penalty, but it wasn't near to play. It wasn't. It kept the drive alive. Now, granted, Utah did not score a point in the second half, so it came down to more than that. That you always have to consider that. But that was I mean, the flags in the NFL are one thing. It don't happen nearly as much in the colleges, I think. And it felt like the refs were on Utah during the game.
Beginning. The first half there was for sure.
Oh, baby. There was a lot of flags.
Yeah.
It was like, we're getting some home cooking here. But that game was, I mean, that was red versus blue. Nobody wore a white uniform.
Stark. It looked awesome on TV.
That looked like one of those ones. I'm going to have to, when we get the bag and we can do stuff, I'm going to that game. I'm 100% going to that game. Yeah.
Holy War I've never been. I've heard amazing things about it. Pure hatred. Pure,
it was
unadulterated hatred.
Like that was
great. Love it. Yeah, brother versus brother. In-state rivalries. More of them. We need more of them. They're super fun. Bama's got 2 losses. So is Georgia. Bama's got 4 wins over the top 25. Georgia has 2. Are we going to assume that both of them are in? Georgia and Bama are both making it? Regardless of what happens with the SEC championship.
Does a 3-loss Georgia team get in?
A 3-loss Georgia team? No.
I mean, they have to win out.
Yeah, you can't put a 3-loss team in. I don't care how. No, Georgia's not getting in with 3 losses.
So I don't think you can assume anything. One of them's going to lose another game, no? I mean, if it's the SEC championship, can they play in the SEC championship?
Hard. They're 5-2. Tennessee is 5-1. The Aggies are 5-1. 5-2 or 4-1 Texas, 5-2 Georgia, 4-2 Ole Miss, 4-2 Bama.
That's what I mean. One of them's out. They both can't make it.
I mean, we're getting 4 teams out of the SEC minimum. You might get 5.
I mean, the might is funny because you get the champ and then you get 4 more.
4 more, right? And if the Volunteers beat Georgia this weekend, then forget it. Then they're done. Then Georgia's out. That's it.
What if Georgia beats Tennessee?
Right?
If Georgia beats Tennessee, Tennessee's out.
At 5-2 in the conference, 8-2 overall. I don't know if they're out. They're 6-0 at home. Are they out? Probably they're out, but I wouldn't say that's a slam dunk that Tennessee would be out with 2 losses.
See the line on the game?
I'm going to guess it's 3.5.
I'm going to give you a pass because you've had a really rough week.
What is it now?
Tennessee at Georgia.
Tennessee at Georgia. Georgia's more than 3.5. What are they? 5?
I mean,
it's 9. That's ridiculous. That's a stupid line. That's not right. That's dumb. Give me the Vols. That's a stupid line. I'll be on Tennessee. 100%. I'll be on Tennessee. That's a stupid line. That's ridiculous. Are people not watching the games? Are they not watching Georgia? Carson Beck has thrown more picks than anybody in college football.
Just telling you.
Wow, that's insanity. Whoa. Okay.
Is Missouri getting in?
No. Oh, Nico's out. That's why. Okay. Different story. I forgot Nico got hurt. Okay. That's why. If Nico was playing in this game, then I would 100% say that number is dead wrong. That number means Nico's out. Okay. Well, then that makes sense. Then that's fine. I'm playing with a backup quarterback who looked like crap when he played.
Could you see a world where both Bama and Georgia are out?
Well, Bama loses again. Yes, sure. The Vandy loss will be a problem for Alabama if they have 3 losses. They're dead.
Boy, oh boy, there ain't no party if there ain't no Bama or Georgia in it. These people are going to be mad.
But the idea of Bama losing to Mercer, Oklahoma, or Auburn over the next 3 weeks, don't see it. And they may not need. I mean, Bama might want to avoid the SEC championship game.
I think it's better.
Yeah, they'll get into the playoffs
That's
by,
why
by
I'm
avoiding the
hoping that
title
Penn
game.
State doesn't have to play in it.
Yeah.
And they're 11-1.
Right.
And then you got to put them in.
Right. I think that's probably so for Bama. I think they probably would rather not be in. They can avoid it.
What does Bama play Mercer this week?
Bama plays next week. No. Yeah, this week, this Saturday. Yep. Bama had their bye. They play Mercer at home, at Oklahoma, and home for Auburn in the Iron Bowl.
What's the number? I don't see a number yet for
You
it.
probably can't put it up. 55, 60?
It's got to be 50.
Whatever you want. Put the number.
I mean, Milroe looked unbelievable.
Yeah. Whatever you want, put the number at. All right, here's a question. Who's more shocking in the start department here? Winnipeg at 14-1 or the Cavaliers at 11-0? The Jets, the Winnipeg Jets, just set the record for the most wins over 15 games to start a year in the NHL of all time.
Boy, and they look good doing it, man.
14-1.
That's a really good hockey team right now. Like, really good. Watched a couple of their games in this past week. Super impressed.
The books are not impressed with either one. The Cavaliers are 19-1 to win it all, and the Jets are 20-1 to win the cup.
Nobody bets these teams.
No one
Listen,
cares.
I mean, we got a lot of friends at a show in Cleveland.
Yep.
I was rooting my butt off for the Guardians. The Cavs is a fun story. Wow, Dave's Daily Picks just came in the chat and said the Cavs are winning the East. Wow.
Sure they are. Okay. Jaylen Brown out for the year. Only way that's happening. If Jaylen Brown's out for the year.
Whoa.
They get Porzingis back and they have no one's beaten Boston.
Hold on here. Hold
It's
on.
not-
I did a couple shows with Serena Winter. She's the sideline reporter for the Cavs. They cleaned her glasses over the weekend. One of the players. It was fun. I saw it. So I've been watching them too. Because I got to see. Because the
Cavs aren't going to shoot like this all year.
The Sixers are done.
Yes.
Okay. Toast. The East is setting up like the Patriots in the AFC East was for the Celtics. Like,
Yep.
I'm trying to find one team, and I think I'm going all in on Cleveland, being a team that could actually test the Celtics and catch them at the right time to actually beat them. The Cavs is very impressive.
Yes. Great start.
To the start. But if you're asking me, I'm voting Jets.
The Jets.
Because hockey's so, like, you just don't do this, like, for this long a stretch.
I live in Cleveland. No one's talking about the Cavs, even in Cleveland.
JC from KC knows.
Oh, that's great. I mean, look, it's an awesome start. I mean, it's really impressive. But they play tonight. They put the 11-0 on the line tonight against Chicago. The total is 237 for a Cavalier game. For the past couple of seasons,
Bulls game.
That's fine. But the past couple of seasons, I've been betting Cleveland against the Eastern Conference under, auto blind fire, under. Whenever Cleveland plays an Eastern Conference team, a game goes under. It was an insane 3-year run. It was like 220 or 219, not 237. That's insanity to me.
Cleveland's winning tonight. Cleveland's winning tonight, and I think the game's going over. If you're asking me,
goes over. Oh,
yeah,
237.
Cleveland's going to put up 120.
Scoring, shooting like crazy. They can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just wild. The stats are just. It's insane to see what they're shooting. They're scoring 122.7 points per game. They're shooting 52.8 points per game. They have a plus 12.5 point differential. That's 1-1-2 in the NBA currently on offense.
What's the home road split of the games they've won
For Cleveland?
Yeah. 5-0 on the road.
Cleveland is currently 6-0 at home, 11-0, 5-0 on the road. 6-5.
They're winning today.
When will they lose? Let's see. Most likely loss for them. They play Cleveland in Philadelphia. Sorry, Chicago in Philadelphia on the road. Then home for Chicago. Then home for Charlotte. And then at Boston, November 19th. Damn, they might be 15-0 when they go to the Celtics. That's a hell of a game.
Obviously, they'll lose that game.
That's a hell of a game.
They'll lose that game.
Celtics, Cavs. Wow. Clippers.
Although your squad is different without that guy in there.
Jaylen Brown, sure, of course, but they don't have Porzingis or Brown. You have two of the top three players are out. So I mean, you're asking a lot of guys like Pritchard. So I'm okay with what they're doing at the moment. The Clippers are at OKC. Thunder got smoked at home last night against the Warriors. Clippers are good on the road.
Devastating injuries too.
Devastating injuries.
Holmgren's out.
They don't have a center. They're going to play small ball to death, which plays right into the Clippers' hands.
What's his total? 218.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I like over that. What? Take the points here, right? No.
Yeah, already did.
Yeah.
Opened at 10, down to 6.5. I still would take 6.5.
So all the games start at the same time today.
8 o'clock.
That's interesting. Okay.
Eastern. Yeah.
Good.
Ready, set, go on all of them in the Eastern Conference. For those of you care, Carolina at Vegas. Hill is in net for Vegas. Oh no, wait. We'll start. Yeah, Hill's in net. Aiden Hill's in net for Vegas tonight against Carolina.
6.5. I will confirm right after the show, but apparently I'm going to go to this game tonight.
Good.
As a guest of Derek Stevens and Circa.
Oh, exciting.
Go sit in the box and sit on the glass with him and all this other stuff. So we'll see.
Let's go.
We confirm that later. So hopefully I'm going to sneak in a BVB hat, get that on TV.
Let's do it.
Hanging out. Carolina's really good.
They are.
Vegas is really good at home.
They are.
I saw the number and I said, I think I like Carolina. But
really, Vegas is 8-0 at home.
This is a game they lose.
This is the game they lose. Mark Stone's out.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. Hill's in net. Carolina's off of a loss.
Holy crap. I just hit refresh on my screen and they are betting Vegas right now down south. Boom, boom. And now Caesars just moved. Bookmaker
side.
Moved.
I think Vegas is the side.
Oh, speaking of which, I got to get it on the show before we get out of Sports Grid. Yesterday, Dave Mason from Bet Online, I got to shout him out.
Oh yes,
he talked about the action on the Lions and the Texans, and he said it we're engorged with the Lions action. So I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. Shout you out, Mason. If you're watching the show, that was your shout out right there.
Austin, it's a line screen that we see it at.
Yeah, you could get it. Our friends at Unabated have one.
Yep.
Spank Odds has one. Wager Talk has one.
Yep.
OddsLogic.com has one.
Betting Pros has one.
Betting Pros has one. They're all over the place.
Everyone has them.
Yeah.
Odds
it's
screens.
a really good tool to see
the
bunch
movement,
of different lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes delayed, sometimes they're stagnant, whatever. But like
most of them,
Vegas Insider used to have one that was
lightning fast,
amazing, and it had 25 to 30 different options, like books and stuff. But they destroyed that site. I don't like it nearly as much.
I think they most scrape in 15 to 30-second intervals is what you'll see when they're scraping the internet. And then one more before we go to bonus time. Kings laying 130 to Calgary. Kings are top team in the West.
I like them a lot too. I think they win a game.
Probably.
You?
Yeah, I mean Calgary's had a nice start to the year too. They haven't been horrible.
Right. Under.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kings are 9-4-3. They're 5-3-2 on the road. Calgary's 4-3 at home, 7-5-3 overall. Calgary's lost 2 games in a row. 3 out of 4 wins for the Kings.
I got a better book it in hockey for when we get to it.
Oh, for tonight?
Yeah.
Some tough games to bet tonight.
Dallas at Pittsburgh.
Oh, we got that. I have it in better book.
Do you? Oh, okay, good.
I've already bet that game, so we can be on both sides of that game.
All
I'm looking forward to seeing your goaltending problem is no longer a problem.
Temporarily.
I don't know.
We'll see.
You guys have played pretty well. So if you guys are watching live on either Twitter or YouTube, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. If you are on the replay crew, thank you for being here as well. We will see you guys tomorrow. For the rest of you guys, do not move because you get a little thing that we like to get together. And we call that bonus time. And And we go right into Better to Book It, like you mentioned. It's fun too because I got to learn where all these things are again because I have like a system in place. I got to learn where they all are. Hit the wrong one.
Brain fog is real.
It is real.
It's real.
Better or book it time. Dave likes it. He bets it. He doesn't. He books it. Plays I have made so far for the card tonight. I hit your Steelers with this yesterday on an in-game teaser, taking the total down and going over. Didn't need it. Over hit. Took the Steelers up to 8.5. Didn't need it. Steelers won the game outright. Same thing may happen here tonight, but it's only minus 120. So I'll take some safety in this. Dolphins plus 8.5. Over 42.5.
Dolphins plus 8.5 is, I mean, you could paint that one in. Geez, do we get 42 points in this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. Dolphins defense gave up 30 the last two games. They've scored 27.
Yeah, I know.
57 last two games for the Dolphins. Yeah. They bet the over. They pulled it down as a head fake and then bet the over. They pulled it 50 down to 48, and then they hit the over. I thought for sure we were getting the stinger. Now it's
oh no, that's coming in next. Well, as soon as he finds that button, just hit that whenever you want. You can cut me off if you'd like. Just hit that because the OGs know and the OGs want it. It's 100% louder than every other one too. 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%. That's louder.
Yes. That was done on purpose.
That was absolutely done on purpose, and the people love it. The OGs love it. I love it.
So better look at this.
I'm hesitant on this total. I really am. I'd rather you have taken this up and gone under.
Rams offense with Puka and with Cooper both playing. I don't know. That Dolphins secondary is bad. Points are coming in this game, in my mind.
Okay. All right. We'll say bet it. Go ahead.
Clippers plus 6.5 against OKC tonight.
You have to bet this. After that, the first game back after that is tough. They
got smacked last night. They're on a back-to-back on top of that. So you lose one of your best players. You don't have a center anymore. And you got crushed last night at home by the Warriors. I was on the Warriors last night at plus 7.5. So I'm just coming back. I mean, I'm taking the Clippers again. And Clippers could win the game. Warriors win the game by double digits. Clippers could win this game by double digits.
Yeah.
OKC's in a bad spot right now.
I wish we were getting 7 or more.
The number is 6, I thought. 6.5 or 6.
7.
7? That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Hesitantly bet this.
Okay. Team total, Iowa State, over 82.5. They're at home against Kansas City. The Roos could win the Summit League this year. They're a sneaky team. 28 points is a lot of points. Iowa State.
Who are they playing?
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
Yes. Used to be called UMKC. They dropped the UM.
Really?
Yes. Now it's Kansas City.
Okay.
Now the Roos. They have 2 players. One is the newcomer of the year from last year, and the other is the freshman of the year from last year. This team can score. Iowa State's going to have to score tonight. I don't think this 28-point number is scary. I think Iowa State could score 100 on them, and then it goes over. But Iowa State did not shoot many threes. They were 5 for 21 in the first matchup. There's nobody over 6'8" on Kansas State. Sorry, on Kansas City, rather. You're going to see, I think, a lot of offense in the paint and then a lot of kick-out threes for Iowa State. I'm going over 82.5 points team total tonight.
Huh.
Go Roos.
It says minus 140. I'm going to say book it just on the juice.
You could this
That's
is from
crazy.
DraftKings. You can ladder this if you want. You can take 83 at 83.5 at minus 120, and then it's 80. It skips 84.5. It goes to 85.5 at even money. 86 at plus 120. Go all the way up. You can ladder.
Okay.
I don't mind laddering it. You could go ahead and start at 81 and ladder it all the way up if you want. Team totals all the way up to 85.5. Thank you. Yeah, that's the move came on the over. That's what I was. It was 139 last night. I think it's 142 or 143 now from a total perspective, because I think KC scores. And it's funny. It's the first time all year, and I'm in bonus time, right? I fucking love this. I love when I can look at KenPom and look at the KenPom projection and then look at the number and then watch the books get bet to meet the KenPom projection. This is the first time I've seen this. KenPom put this at 145. The books put this at 139. So now we're at 143 and climbing here on this. So they're looking at the KenPom projection, saying what the total should be in this game. They've got Iowa State scoring 85 points tonight in this game. Now the total is at 85.5, which is right in line with KenPom's projection for what they think they score. Right. So I pulled it down, paid the juice because whatever, it's 140. It's not expensive.
Okay.
So that's why I paid 140.
Okay. I'll still book it.
Okay. Under 6.5, Pittsburgh and Dallas tonight.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I don't care who's in net. Doesn't matter to me. Any 4 combination, I'm good in net.
Okay. Wow. I like Dallas.
If you like Dallas,
if I say Dallas to you, do you bet it or book it?
I bet it, and I almost did. But Dallas is the number 1 team to a first period under in the NHL. They are the number 1 team to a no goal in the first 10 minutes as well. Dallas can't score. Right now, this Dallas team is struggling to score. They're playing defense, but Pittsburgh, you guys have gone under 4 out of the last 5 games, gone under 6.5 as well.
Yeah.
So both of them have gone under. And now big business, you guaranteed that I'm going to cash that ticket. So thank you. I appreciate it. That's a guaranteed cash. Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll walk to the window now on that one and cash that. No offense to you, but that whenever someone does that in the chat, it's 80% of the time.
Well, big business likes the Penguins tonight. Is he saying book it for the Stars?
No, I think he likes the over. He likes the over. He thinks honor is.
Oh,
he's actually not, but he has been a little bit.
I like over too. I'll book this just because
5-1 loss for you guys. You lose 5-1. Pittsburgh might get killed. Lose 5-1. Game was under.
I think we get goals by both teams.
Both young goaltenders have been good. Dallas doesn't give up goals 4 times out of 13 games.
It'll probably be 3-3 at some point in this game.
It's possible. I'm not going to say you're wrong about that, but I think we're going to get. I thought about trying to middle it. And I thought about taking the over 6.5 and then waiting for a first period under to hit and then go ahead and bet the over when it's at 4.5 and try to middle it and go into 5. But I just said, why get cute? Just go ahead and bet it over. Yeah. Or wait until the first 5 minutes and then go ahead and bet over.
Right.
And I may do that. I may wait. I may watch it drop down to 5.5 and then bet over in game. So you bet 6.5 to start and then bet over 5.5 in the middle of it at 6. And it's a 4-2 final, which is what the games have been. Ooh, there we go. Stars Penguins last 7 innings, all unders have cashed.
Woo! Thank you, Johnny Parlay, JR33312. Good to see you in the chat, sir. With a picture of Dave Parker, who hopefully is going to get in the Hall of Fame this year.
So, under.
Okay.
Favorite thing about today is what?
Close that poll if you could, real quick. I'm just curious. Who covers Sunday, Kansas City or Buffalo? Would you guys vote? Wow. Really?
KC. Yep.
Okay. Keep that one in the back pocket. We'll worry about that later. Favorite thing about today, obviously, is one, we're doing the show. We're back. It's good. Everything's fine right now. We'll figure out what's going on and continue to move forward. Like that's another just step, reaffirmation in life that it's always forward, never straight. You go to Del Mar, absolutely kill it. Made some great connections, had a great show. Come back, you wake up, all this stuff's going on. You're okay, and continue to hopefully be okay and find out why. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and I went to a dermatologist, and I had cryptotherapy or something done.
Freezing everything off your body.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, okay, let's check you out here. Let's look at this. And she's like, oh, you like to go out in the sun, obviously. And I said, yeah, how'd you know? She's like, well, you got a nice tone. But then I took off my hat, and she's like, we got to freeze these things all on your head. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. When? Right now. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay. So I leave the hat off, and she comes back in with this can that looks like the thing you go in the office and like you spray the keyboards down with frozen air stuff. And I'm like, all right, what's that? And so I put my hand out. She goes, this is what it feels like, just so you know. Perfect. On my hand. I'm like, this is great. That's just feels cold for a second. It didn't hurt or nothing. Holy shit. She went nuts, like sprayed my whole head, like just shh, 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 shh. And I'm sitting there, and my wife's over to my left watching this whole thing, but she can't see my face. And I mean, I'm a hockey player. I have a high pain threshold, and I'm tough and everything. Meanwhile, I'm like this, making noises, like squeezing my eyes. And at one point, I feel like a tear almost started running down my eye a little bit. And I was like, oh, she goes, are you okay? I said, no, I'm fine. Yeah. How much longer is this going to be? She goes, we're almost done. I said, oh, okay, good. Then I thought that was it. The stinging afterward.
Yeah.
She left and came back in and gave me some lotion and said, do you put lotion on after you get a shower? And I'm like, no, I'm a guy. I put lotion on after a shower? I wanted you to run a poll for that.
Well, you're a white guy.
Lotion on after a shower?
You're a white guy. You're a white guy.
Well,
black guys would say they do it all the time.
All the time. You can't get ashy.
So black guy, I learned that in college. But I was living with a black guy with my roommate, and I was like, second day of living with him, me from suburbia, white town, Andover, Mass. He came out of the shower and he was putting lotion all over his body. I was like, why? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Like, you never heard of getting ashy? I was like, what does that mean? Like,
in
you
the shower to get clean, and then you don't want to get moist again. Like you get dry. You dry yourself off with a towel, and then you get dressed.
Yes.
No.
You
get lotion. So I'm like, okay, what is going on right now? She's like, oh, it's just gonna feel like a sunburn, like a little tingling. I said, how long does this last? She said, oh, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Like you should feel fine. And I said, okay, what do I do right now? Because it feels like my head is on fire. He's like, tap your head like this. And I said, okay. So she leaves and Jess is like, does it hurt? And I'm like, it feels like I'm on fire. It seriously feels like I'm on fire. So I'm walking out of the office going like this. And I'm standing in a parking lot going like this. I'm playing the drums on my head like this, all over. Then my face, all this stuff. I sat in a parking lot for 15 minutes and played the drums on my head to make the sting go away. But now it feels great. And she told me in a month, I'm going to look even better. I said, great. Okay. So we follow up with her in a month. And I'm supposed to put this lotion on now after I shower. Lotion?
Okay.
It's getting old. It's not for pussies. I can tell you that right now.
Tell you that right now. No. Yeah, I mean, obviously, my favorite thing about today is just being here. It's just doing this show and having something to come back to and look forward to. And I'm the type of person that I do not do well when I don't know what's wrong with me. But once I find out what's wrong with me, I'm much more able to handle what gets thrown at me. So
yeah, this is called being a guy as well. Like we like to know. We just want to know.
I need to know. If I don't know, I have a really big problem about not knowing. And it's well, you might have this, you might have that. We could watch for this. I'm like, what do I have?
Stop with the might stuff.
Yeah. I just want to know what I have and what do I need to take? Give me the pills. Give me the drugs. What I got to take? When do I take it? How do I do it? Give me the regimen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. So having that now and having an idea as to what the next couple of days are going to look like and how things are going to progress, it's been really, really nice to have that. And that's what let me come back here and be able to work and show us back tomorrow, full show today. So there was no issues, no problems. We roll with it. And we're all good on that. So, and then in closing, Veterans Day, thank you to all the veterans out there. Hopefully you guys, thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you continue to do. And hopefully everything is worked out. But if it's not good for you, please get the help that is available.
Right.
Reach out to us if you need it. Well, I know some people at the VA, not a ton, but I know a couple. If you have a local VA chapter in your town, use the resources that are there. You are cherished. You are honored. You are important members of our society. And please never think that any differently as to what you've done and the things that you have done in the name of this country. Please get the help that you need because we need more people like you walking around to help all of us going forward in this country. So he's Dave. I'm Matt, BVB. Back tomorrow for a Tuesdays. Boston Universe of the Book.